Oh, you are not tuned into Parallels because the truth isn't always as clear with Agent Chavez here on LA Tech Live. We're more than just talk. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. The end. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear
it. We all human beings trying to get by. We all bleed the same way. We may not look the same way. We may not think the same way. But our bodies function the same way. So ain't no need to judge it. You know? Ain't no comparison. We all die the same way.
I said they point the fingers and blame me like a chosen life I was given. So I asked, who are you to judge me like I'm the only one out here sinning?
I said, forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. Forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. Don't judge me, I'm not perfect. I'm like you, I'm only human.
I got a lot of hatred in my heart. Got me feeling like I'm about to fall apart. Words from the dark, I tend to go in detail, so those who love me might wanna guard their heart. Look, I confess I'm a fiend for sex. My standards a little high, won't settle for nothing less. I use your name in vain. Committed adultery, slept with our neighbor's wife, stole hearts with this poetry. Running through these green lights, looking for a stop sign. The Lord, please stop me at the right time. All these evil thoughts, I swear they're not mine. It's all these evil women, you know I got 9. Living the devil life and I love it, but those on the outside only wanna judge it. I make my own moves, pay my own dues, signed to a record label that don't do nothing. My best friend left me for 200K, so yes, I confess that I hate him. My mama chose a boyfriend over me, man, that's double the sin because I hate them. Point the fingers and blame
don't
me.
Judge.
I chose a life I was given, so I asked, who are you to judge me like I'm the only one out here sinning?
I said, forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. Forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. Don't judge me, I'm not perfect. I'm like you, I'm only human.
I got a lot of hatred in my heart. No longer see the light, it's always dark. I'm just looking for a plug, yeah, I'm trying to see a spark. But everything I start always seem to fall apart. Why? They say it's karma, coming back to hunt you. Eating you alive, it's an inside hunger. Suicidal thoughts when I midnight wonder, like how could I let you divide and conquer? Lord, please, can you guide me down the right path? I receive but never give, nothing right back. I feel like greed is taking control of all of me. Lord, tell me what to do, how to fight back. A little twisted in the mind, I can't even front. Mom didn't know she was pregnant till like 7 months. Just another crack baby from the 80s, and my daddy was a dealer, I'm an accidental baby. And they still point the fingers and they blame me like I'm the only person out here feeling crazy. If you don't know me, you don't love me. And since you don't love me, don't judge me. They point the fingers and blame me like I chose a life I was given. So I asked, who are you to judge me like I'm the only one out here sinning?
I said, forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. Forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. Don't judge me, I'm not perfect. I'm like you, I'm only human.
I said they point the fingers and blame me like I chose a life I was given. So I asked, who are you to judge me like I'm the only one out here sinning?
I said, forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. Forgive me, Lord, for I've sinned. Don't judge me, I'm not perfect. I'm like you, I'm only human.
Oh, that's right. Welcome to Parallels, because the truth isn't always as clear. With your host, Agente Chavez. Where am I at? Somewhere in there, somewhere. You'll find me somewhere. But everybody, thank you for tuning in. And we're back for another crazy week, another parallelistic week, time traveling, interdimensional, and name it, we're there, baby, because we're there, we're here, we're everywhere at the same time. But anyways, welcome. Thank you for joining us here on this beautiful 17, 12, 13, as we continue to float here in space as time has ended. But hey, the minds were right. Aztecs, whoever, we're here, but we're ended. We're already dead. But anyways, everybody, thank you. I want to give a big shout out to Rob Law, the song that we came in with. I don't even know the name of that song, but that was some jamming stuff. Lord, forgive me. That's all I took out of it. Probably that's the name of it. But anyways, everybody, thank you for joining us here on Parallels. And I got the lovely Miss
Lourdes Valadez. Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Joining us here again, Miss
Mallory Jackson.
Oh, what?
I'm just kidding.
You girls are crazy. And of course, the one and only, the legendary Mr. Dane Webb.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Great Dane.
Of Dane's World. So thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank you for joining me here.
Thank you for inviting.
In this parallelistic show, parallelistic day of so many things going on in the nation and the country and the world. And, before we continue, I just want to give a big shout outs to Kombucha Dog. Kombucha. If you guys don't know about it, look it up. Local, raw, and probiotic. They have different flavors. They help support dogs that are going up to be slaughtered. Or what do they do to the dogs? They put them down? What do they do to them?
Where? In what?
In general.
In general. Well, in China, they kill...
No, come on. Like here. Like
delicacy.
Oh, they euthanize them.
They euthanize it, but... What do they take them? ASPCA or?
They take them to the shelter, don't they?
Oh, okay.
Well,
Because
the pound.
SPCA is
Yeah.
ASPCA is the ones that rescues.
Okay.
animals,
Well,
right?
if they're about to be slaughtered, they're going to the pound.
But
Not-
anyways,
yeah.
Kombucha Dog helps out dogs that are homeless, that need a home to be adopted, and pretty much it's dogs that are on their last legs that they're about to be
Yeah,
put down. But anyways, big shout outs to Kombucha Dog. Kombucha Dog. Check them out, kombuchadog.com. Whole Foods, and whatever. But anyways, everybody, thank you for joining us here on this beautiful Tuesday once again. As the heat turns on here in the world, as we get closer to the sun or farther away. I don't know. I think I saw it on the Twilight Zone or something. Anyways.
It was such a beautiful day today.
Wasn't
it? Yes.
Yeah.
The weather was just,
Yeah. It was beautiful.
beautiful.
You know, I got to be grateful because just a few days ago I was in 30-degree weather and snow and stuff, and I was
Where
like,
did you go?
Oregon.
Oh, how
But
nice.
it's it was cold. Oh, it was cold, but it was beautiful. You know, it's a whole different country, a whole different society, tax free. Big shout out to the state of Oregon. Tax free shopping.
Good.
And everything else is tax free except for the
wow.
accommodations. No, you know what's the trippiest thing about Oregon? You can't pump your own gas.
What?
You could
What do
get
you mean?
You could get a ticket for pumping your own gas.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
So who's supposed to do it
It's
for
full
you?
service.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And gas
Oh, I
is cheaper.
like that. Really?
You get full service at $3.07 a gallon.
What? $3.07?
Exactly.
I haven't seen that since 09.
Yeah. That is so cool.
It's phenomenal. I was like, what the cheeseburger?
I think we
love
should
it.
move out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it.
The less populated places are doing much better nowadays.
Yeah, but then you have 6 months of nothing but gloom.
Gloom.
It was like 12, 1
That's all.
o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, and there was no sun. I was like, what time is it? It's like 7 in the morning? Oh, no, it's 1 o'clock.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh yeah, that could get depressing.
It really can be. But, you know, moving on, like I said, you know, there's been a lot of things going on this week, and I just want to give out a lot of prayers, a lot of support to, I don't know the whole story, but I know that some lives were lost at a school shooting out in Colorado, once again, a year after Sandy Hook. And I feel it's a false flag. Personally, I don't even know the story, but I already
Yeah.
feel it's a government tie-up
Yeah.
somewhere in there,
Like
and I
the-
could already...
I mean, they did it with Sandy Hook. I mean, why not?
What did they do with Sandy Hook?
They set it up.
How did you come by that? Or what are people talking about that are saying it was a setup?
If you do your research on Sandy Hook, you
Mm-hmm.
come to find out a lot of the people that were murdered or even supposedly in the school area during that time, they actually have acting resumes, and they're on a ton of websites known for how good they are with
What?
dramatized acting. You never heard of that?
No. Oh,
I
yeah, actually, I
swear.
did hear some of them. One of them.
Yeah. So a few people that were on the news that day are actually actors, which I thought was pretty interesting. So
Actually, the one that I heard a lot about
Mm-hmm.
was the bombing, the marathon.
oh yeah, that too.
The marathon. There was actors in
man.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's from what I've gathered, what I've seen, what I've
The
read.
marathon in Boston?
Yeah.
There was a lot of actors that were allegedly hired for this event.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in their resume that that's what they do for tragic events and stuff like that.
No way.
They're actors that are hired just for that. Like when you see movies and stuff like that and you see certain people acting certain ways, is because that's what they do. That's what they act for.
Dramatized. You
Okay,
know,
so wait a minute. They were acting. What do you mean acting? When?
They were pretending a bomb went off.
Yeah.
And they acted out the scene, and then the news came and pretended it was a real accident, but in reality,
Because a bomb just hurt
was
somebody,
fake.
right?
yeah.
I don't remember the full story, but I remember it wasn't necessarily any deaths.
No.
Right?
No, I don't think so.
Yes, there was.
Was
There
there?
was one death,
26.
26 deaths.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Are we talking about the bomb or the
That
shooting?
is a lot.
It's
bombing.
not. It's but Ness. Do
Oh,
you,
no.
No,
No,
remember?
You're
I
right,
believe
no.
somebody got hurt, but they made such a commotion. They said
No.
they shut down the town for the whole town was on martial law for like.
I remember
48
why it
hours
was the
or something
26
like that.
because there was
Wow.
the 26 souls that were lost at Sandy Hook. The children. It was 26
Okay.
children, right? Or 25,
Supposedly,
26 children.
But that was a while back. Wasn't
that
it?
was
like
before-
a year ago.
a year before, and then at the anniversary, it was that bombing or something like. No, that was like right after. Jeez, good. No,
Yeah, yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
tuning in like
This
damn,
all
get that
happened
shit
around the
straight.
same time as what's his name? Christopher Dorner.
Yeah,
They all happened around the same time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
But see,
well,
you gotta
Gun
think about it.
control.
We're in this world where there's so much stuff being bombarded at us. You know, for people that believe in the holy books and the holy scriptures, you know, it's said in there that at certain time in the world, everybody was going to be connected at once. And when that connection happened, that's when stuff was going to start deteriorating faster and faster. Why? Because we're deteriorating ourselves on here. We're consuming so much that we're going to eventually, kill the earth. We're growing so many cows. We're feeding them more of our food. We're feeding our food to our cars.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
shouldn't our corn be going to our stomachs? Why are we putting it in the car?
have you heard of the people that are kind of going against that, and they're called freegans? Have you heard of these types?
No,
of
freegans.
Freegans. Okay, so I'm a vegan.
Sounds like vegan.
Yeah, it is. It's basically a vegan, but they're called freegans because they search for free food. So
I like to say, hold on, tell me more.
So I actually
Tell me more.
I actually seen a show about these two this couple that they were freegan people, and they lived in San Francisco, and they basically trash dig for their fruits and vegetables because they don't see the point in being wasteful and buying food when they could just eat other people's trash, basically. So freegans are they're working on, I guess, trying to eat free food out of trash cans.
They're
and
pretty
stuff like
much
that.
trash speakers.
They-
Girl.
yeah,
Get it right, get it straight.
But that's true. I think they just came up with a fancy word to sound better.
Freeganism.
Yeah, but I respect their
Freeganism.
I respect their ideas because that's great. You want to be resourceful and you don't want to take so much out of this life. You want to try to give as much as possible, because we're such wasteful individuals. It's kind of by nature we're trained.
Yeah, but not on food.
No.
Not on food in the trash can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Help
don't
other
agree.
any other way, but you gotta feed yourself.
Yeah.
But think about it.
Start
And I mean
hard.
the right way.
Yeah.
But hold on, let me interject there because you got to think about it. What about all the food that goes to homeless shelters? A lot of that food is destined to the trash. I'll say probably I don't know the numbers, but I'll say 70-75%.
See, I don't mind
But-
because
but-
because it's not in the trash can yet.
Trash
You know
cans
what I
are pretty
mean?
junky, man.
You
They're
know what
not
I mean? That
necessarily
sounds like
sanitary.
a human being should not be
But
doing
it's
that.
People
good that
sleep
there's
there.
freegans, cleaning up our trash cans. I think that's great.
I just feel bad for them. They shouldn't
No,
be doing
they
that.
love it.
hold
They
on.
love it. They love
Here's
it.
one thing that I may interject here because, all right, it's dumpster diving, whatever, but if it's fruits and vegetables, think about how many people don't, this looks ugly. Well, let me throw it away. And it's still good just because it has one little blemish. Ooh, I don't want this.
Yeah, I
At
do
the
that.
supermarket, where do you go? Oh, you get the nicest one. The one that's ugly sits there and it rots. You
Yeah.
take it home and it has that little blemish. 2 days later, you're like, I don't want this. Throw it away.
Yeah.
When you could eat it all around the other side and it's all perfect,
Yeah.
but you won't eat it. You throw it away.
Yeah.
So you think it's okay
Somebody
for someone else
opens
to
up
come?
your shit. Oh, hey.
Yeah. Basically.
I mean, hold on. Let me go into Wikipedia. It says freeganism is the practice of reclaiming and eating food that has been discarded. Freegans and freeganism are often seen as part of a wider anti-consumerist ideology, and freegans are often employing a range alternative living strategy based on limiting participation of the conventional economy and minimal consumption of resources. So consuming lo mínimo, taking the least you can from the earth. So if somebody's wasting, you just go on and finish consuming it. Dane.
Why don't they just become farmers?
In the city?
Yeah.
because
Where-
They're
then-
already digging in trash cans. They could grow like a plant on somebody's lawn. or
So
but then that's wasting soil.
like we
and
covered in
time and
no
energy.
hold on, so we could like we covered in the previous week, so we could have land developers like
Yeah.
Mr. Horowitz and mayors like Antonio Villaraigosa take farmland away from the community to build warehouses. Is that
Yeah.
what we're going to go into when people start having their own farms in the cities?
We're not allowed to have farms.
I don't know if you have ever heard about the South Central farms that were on 47th and Alameda.
I believe it.
There was 12 acres. There was 350 lots, probably about the size of this little spot right here. And it was given to 350 families, and all the families were there showing their kids and how to grow food. Broke people that have nothing in their life, they were growing their food, making a few bucks, trading with other people. You feel what I'm saying? 350 little plots in 12 acres given to the community. The developer, Mr. Horowitz, the person that owned the land was given to the community after the riots by Tom Bradley, somewhere around the late 80s, but in the early 90s it became developed and it became for the community. And, they would have fairs where you could go get organic food. in downtown, in the ghetto. Organic food in the ghetto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Whoever heard about
that's
that?
rare. No, it is.
Whoever heard about organic food in the ghetto?
It's rare.
But then, as time changed, and this was around the same time that Walmart was supposed to be coming into the city of Inglewood, Mr. Horowitz, this is allegations. I mean, I may be lying, so look up the true details. But allegedly, Walmart was going to acquire those 12 acres and build a giant distribution warehouse center. You know, because they have locations in Long Beach, by the Crenshaw Mall, and Southgate, and all this other stuff. So Horowitz undersold the land without telling the people, and then they just served them an eviction notice. Said, you know what, out of here, get out of here. Like, what? What do you mean? Oh, this is my land. I just sold it. So there was a fight by all 350 people, M plus and stuff like that. Daryl Hannah and all these other people showed up over there, and they were protesting. Sac de la Rocha was out there. There was concerts going on. It was amazing. It was beautiful. You go get organic food, support. It was phenomenal. But
the way the world should work, you know.
It should.
But of course, that was taken away from
And
us.
eventually, it was taken away from the people, and they were given the option to purchase it back, but at about $16 million, $14 million.
That's
People that
messed
don't
up.
have anything.
That's messed up.
And they were able to raise about $10 million, but then this other $6-7 million, they couldn't raise it. So they eventually lost it. They eventually evicted everybody from the premises. And when I mean evicted, they evicted everybody. Kicked everybody, arrested a few people, about 10, 20, 30, 40 people. And then what they actually did, they had bulldozers that came in and bulldozed everything down.
Dang.
They just bulldozed it.
They probably had the
They-
worst job.
It was horrible. It was sad, you know, just seeing it. I mean, I saw a documentary not too long ago, and it just brought tears to my eyes because I was there not during that last moment, but I was there during the whole struggle. Well, there was concerts going on, there was stuff going on. I was there. I was supporting as much as I could. It was phenomenal. It was a beautiful thing, and then just to see the bulldozers go down, and after the families are getting kicked out, it's sad.
It's horrible.
It's sad. I mean, where are we going to turn out to? What options do we have? What outlets do we have? This is something that was given to the community, but it was taken away by the government because of big business
Yeah.
for profiteering. Where does that leave us?
You know what I get scared of? I mean, I
that
kind of feel for these freegan people. Sorry, I had to go back to that.
Going back to the
But what
freegans?
I'm scared of is that, you know, maybe I don't know if a lot of people will end up doing this eventually, but what if people do start doing this? Is the government going to make it illegal to trash dig? And I feel
wouldn't doubt it.
I asked my boyfriend a question the other day because I noticed by a bus stop there is a recycling trash can. It's all green and you can only put cans in there, and I seen a lady going through it collecting all the cans. And I'm like, I wonder if she could get arrested for that. I mean, pretty soon I'm sure you will be.
Well, actually,
you
in
know.
certain cities, it
Okay.
is against the law to go through the bins that are waste management.
Interesting. Yeah, see,
I haven't seen it enforced personally,
Yeah.
but I know it's against the law.
Yeah.
Is it really against the law?
It's their
That's
property.
sad. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
their property. Once it's in there, it's their property.
Yeah.
If you want to give it away, you put it in a box. You put it in something else. But that's their property. It's in there.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You could throw your bills. You could throw all that stuff in your trash can. And if somebody's digging through your trash, you call the cops. Hey, somebody's digging through my trash.
That's true.
They'll cite him. They'll arrest him. They'll do
You know
something.
what? I always have people digging through my trash.
Oh no.
Always,
Be careful.
like on Thursdays, whenever they take out my gardener takes out the trash cans.
Well, because we're used to it. I mean, why? Because it helps fuel the sub society that we don't see.
Yeah.
You know, if we break it down to how Aldous Huxley put it in his book, A Brave New World, you know, we have the alphas, the betas, the alpha betas, deltas, the epileptics, and the savages, and then everybody else. You know, those are the jobs that have to be done
Yeah.
because the trash has to be taken out. Well, for society to survive, it has to be taken out. But a doctor's not going to want to take out the trash. Why? Because that's the trash. Why should he take it? The businessman is not going to want to take out the trash. As easy as it could be for him just to reach down, grab that bag, walk outside and put it out. No, let the maintenance guy come in and pick that up. Let Maria come in and wipe down the stuff. Just give her a few bucks. Give her $6 an hour. That's better when she gets in Mexico. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's just how it is.
That's just how it is. So people help fuel this other underground economy that we don't see.
Yeah.
Because that's money that is going to somebody's food,
Yeah.
somebody's gas tank.
Yeah.
You know, it's fueling somebody else.
Yeah.
If everybody was to recycle, then it would stop that. It will make it harder on the poor because that's what they rely on. That's why there's a lot of theft going on with like copper wire and stuff like that. Houses that people that are in real estate may go through that. Where there's a house that has been vacant for such a long time, where if it's a big enough house, the thieves will come in and take out all the coppers, tubing, all the hoses, all the cables, and go sell it. You finally get a seller. Hey, I sold it. Oh, damn! What happened to all the cable? Another $100,000 to build a brand new house because why? You got to relabel everything, recable everything. But anyways, you know, just going back to freeganism. What if it does lead to everybody going to dumpster diving?
Yeah.
There ain't no more food.
Yeah.
What if it's against a lot of dumpster dive? It's weren't we covering it with Cloud9 the other day on a previous episode of Parallels where the city of Los Angeles?
Somewhere in Los Angeles, I don't know exactly where, but homeowners, was it condominium?
Yes.
Homeowners were trying to make it against the law for people to feed homeless people in public.
What?
Yeah. So
I always feed them in public.
Yeah.
I pick them up. I take them
Yeah.
out to lunch.
I guess, like, I'm not sure what area of LA this was, but they were basically saying it makes our city look trashy by you feeding the homeless
Another human
people.
being.
But they're
Yeah.
human beings.
Yeah, and they're saying, oh,
And obviously they don't know how to make a living.
exactly. And they're like, well, you know, we don't want people like feeding other homeless people. So if they're going to do
I
that,
don't
they
think
need
that
it.
one's entirely true.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
but yes.
I don't think they all don't know how to make a living.
I think they don't because they're doing it.
Yeah.
Somehow, maybe they know, but subconsciously they don't because obviously they're not doing it.
Well, it's a choice like any other. They
Of
just,
course.
I think they just choose just either like most do. Like there's psychologists that say most people end up in prison because they just want no part of what's going on in society. Their mental picture of what's going on in the world is just I'm gonna do what I want because that's what I want to do. And if that puts me in here where I have to do less, but I still get to do what I want to do, then I'm gonna do that. But being homeless, I think that's a choice like any other.
I do believe
Yep.
it's a
What's
choice.
your property tax on that?
I do believe it's a choice, but I still believe that they don't know. Because if they knew, they would go out there and make a living. They don't know.
Some do and some don't. I would say that much because there have been homeless people
Some
that
of
I have
them, yeah.
encountered and people that I know that have encountered homeless people that these people are brilliant. Like they're just super smart. They just had a rough thing in their life and their wife left them or their kids this or somebody died and they lost it and then now what? Their whole world just stopped. They couldn't function after that. And they just ended up on the streets and it became a downward spiral. I mean, who's going to hire you if your address is 259 Skid Row, second tent to the left?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to call you, homeless. We don't want this. You could be
No,
you could be a professional and they won't hire you.
I just feel that, yes, consciously they know. We all know that we need to work and we know that we need to make a living to survive.
Yeah.
I just feel that these people somehow lost it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Maybe
Through-
they went through something in their lives and they just lost it and they're out there because they don't know how to get back up.
Exactly.
And I think society, instead of judging, I think we should help.
I
For
agree.
them to reunite back to society so that they can go back to work and start making a living.
But I don't know.
Yeah. What about the ones that don't want to be a part of society?
It's
you know,
not-
because
Then that's different. That's totally
Yeah.
different. I mean, there's people out there that want to be out there because they want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm going to have to say 95% of them, and I tell you this because I talk to them very often, and I pick them up, and we go out to lunch, and I
Yeah.
talk to them, and they're very smart people. They just lost it. They don't know how to get back up, you know,
yeah.
and start.
Spiritually too, you know.
So
Yeah.
it's I know it sounds like you're young. You should be out there. You should be working, and you should. That is true. I agree with that. But you don't know what they went through. You don't know how their mind works. You know what I mean?
Right.
It
But
could,
if they're under 30 or under 25, then yeah, maybe. But if they're maybe 30 and up, I think, I don't know. You at a certain point, your adolescent mind has to develop somewhere between those 10 years between 20 and 30, especially when it comes to your survival or being comfortable, you know? So I think at a certain point, certain people just have to be, they're just going to be who they're going to be.
No, that is true. That is true. My point is that there is a lot of people out there, a lot of homeless who are trying, but they don't know how.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I tell you this because I talk to them a lot. And most of them, I mean, I've encountered a lot of homeless who, like you say, it's their choice. They want to be out there. They know how to do it, but they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But most of them, they know how to do it. They lost themselves, and they don't know how to get back up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, for anybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, even though we may not admit it, or we may have not realized it, but we have all gone through a stage of depression in our lives, one point or another. Either it's losing family members, or losing jobs, or losing XYZ. It doesn't matter what it is. We've all encountered our depression, maybe even on a daily basis. You know, but it all depends on how we manifest it and how we get out of it and what we do to make it better. If you just mope around and do nothing, oh shit, at least go for a walk. At least go outside, go check the mail, get some sun, get some vitamin D. You know, do something. It's what we do, how we manifest it. Unfortunately, like I said, for homeless people, it goes back to that scenario. They don't know how to get out of it. Why? Because, like I said, what are they going to put? 1, 2, 3 Skid Row, second tent?
Yeah.
People are not going to take them serious.
Yeah.
They could be a Harvard graduate. But, I mean, that may be hard because that means they got payola. About 80, 90% of it may be payola. Some of it may be tuition and stuff, and that would be that they just messed up. But it could happen to anybody. Maybe a lot of homeless, what happens is chemical dependency, drugs.
And I think most of them, to be honest.
You said most of them.
Yes. I mean, that is the truth. A lot of them.
But nobody's judging. Why? Because that could happen to anybody.
Exactly.
That could happen to anybody without you even knowing it. Somebody could give you something laced, a cigarette, a drink, or something. You become addicted to something you don't even know.
That's true.
You know, there was I know you could YouTube it. I don't even know the name of it, but the Devil's Dust or something like that. I know people have started seeing the bath salts and all this other stuff, but I believe it's called the Devil's Salt or the Devil's
Advocate.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Good movie.
I know it's a movie.
No, the Devil's Snow. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something evil, right?
Yeah.
I'll look it up after the break. We'll come back with it. But pretty much what it is, it comes from a plant, a flower. You grind it up, and it looks sort of like cocaine. And what it's mostly used by is by prostitutes in South America, like in Brazil. And what they do is they put cotton swabs up in their nose so no air could go in there. And then when they have when they're lap dancing to somebody, they'll put it right here in their nose, like if it's coke, like if it was cocaine. And when they start dancing with the guy, they'll give them a hit. And, okay. Well, and before they know it, they wake up naked in a park. Like, what the heck just happened? Pretty much what it does, it turns that person into a zombie. Literally turns them into a zombie where somebody could say, hey, Dane, here, have this. 2-3 minutes later, you forget about it. Hey, Dane, let's go to your apartment, and weren't you going to give me your TV and your couches and this, and that? Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's go. Help us move it out, put it in the truck and everything, and get it out. Go to your bank, get all your money out, everything.
Have a nice day, man.
All right. Hey, bye, later. And then all of a sudden, when you calm down and you wake up, you're like, damn, what the hell just happened? You don't even know what just happened. You did it so consciously, so voluntarily. Dang. But it's an actual drug. You know, it's manipulating somebody. I don't even remember how we got on this topic, but it's just some dangerous shit that is going on, and it's headed our way. I wouldn't doubt it.
I have a story.
I
don't know. What you told me kind of like reminded me of a friend that I have. I don't want to mention any names or anything like that. But no.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah,
honey, you don't have to.
Someone from high school that I knew. He was like on the basketball team. He was very what?
Mike?
I'm like, how'd you know? No, just kidding. No, this guy. He was a really smart kid. He was a really smart kid and on basketball and like always had the best grades and everything like that. And he went to a party this one night, and I guess his friends or somebody thought it'd be funny to put LSD in his alcohol cup. So he, was drinking his drink, and then he started hearing voices in his head.
Oh, man.
And he went crazy, and he was like, oh my God, these voices won't leave me alone. So he felt like, I have to get away from here for the voices to leave. So he started driving. He ended up driving all the way to the border of Mexico because of these demonic voices. And it made him go so crazy that he got out of his car. He pulled over, like, on the border or the freeway or wherever.
And don't tell me he committed suicide.
He found broken glass on the floor and slit his throat twice. Okay. Left to right, right to left. Okay. He was then hospitalized. They had to give him a blood transfusion because he had lost so much blood. And this guy, he's tall too.
Did he survive?
He survived. He did survive. But I remember after that, I wanted to check on him. I'm like, how have you been? I heard what happened to you. I've had some near-death experiences myself, and I'd love to talk to you because I could be here for you as a friend. And he started opening up to me, and he just said, like, honestly, Mallory, it's changed my whole life. He said, I've always believed in God, but now I really believe in God.
Well, it's the LSD speaking, but that's fine.
No, that's not the LSD. But I remember he completely became a different person. He stopped drinking. Like, he started going to church all the time. And it was a trip to see that happen,
Like I said, it was the LSD.
Yeah, but I mean, it's horrible. A lot of these people are going to parties and stuff like that, and they're smoking stuff that they don't know what it's laced with and stuff like that.
That's
so
true.
I mean, I've witnessed some scary stuff myself growing up. I've seen my friends
Growing up, honey?
Yeah.
you're still
no, I'm in my 20s. I know I look like I'm 12 years old. I'm just kidding.
No,
Yeah.
actually, you look 9.
I'm only 9. I'm growing up.
Dang.
Yeah, but it's horrible,
Wow.
And then we have these new synthetic drugs, and the bath salts and stuff like that, or designer drugs as well, that are making people kind of zombie-like, and it's really scary. I mean, I seen one, I forget what it's called. It's a drug called alligator something.
Yep.
Yeah, and these people their body just starts what is it, Ness? I mean,
Pretty much what it is. It's
decaying.
It's a mixture of low-end heroin and, believe it or not, Clear Eyes.
Yeah, Visine.
People are
yeah.
smoking Clear Eyes.
No, they're not smoking it. They're injecting it with
They're
heroin.
Yeah,
Yeah, they grab it, and then the spoon, instead of cooking it with water, they cook it with
Visine or
Visine,
something, or
a prescription type of Visine. They mix it in there, and then they bake it, and then they shoot it up.
Oh.
And what it does is it multiplies the high times 10 or something like that.
What the hell?
So it multiplies the heroin because it's cheap heroin. So people can't afford the good heroin, and the cheap heroin is really cheap that it could kill you, or it won't even get you high.
Like brown sugar.
I guess so. So then they go over to shooting up brown sugar. So they go over to this thing called cocodrilo. That's what they nicknamed it. Why? Because after exposure, after doing it after a while, what it does is starts to mummify your skin. It starts to dry it up. And it starts to dry up, and eventually what it does, it starts eating your skin. And then all of a sudden, your bones start becoming exposed and stuff like that. It starts dissolving you, in other words.
Yeah.
The minute they shoot it,
No.
Over time.
Over time.
And it's highly addictive.
Yeah.
Highly,
like any
highly.
other.
Because
any
it makes
other
you
needle.
super, it's super, it gets you super high.
I've seen people their whole leg missing
Yeah.
because of it.
Arms,
it just
everything.
Same
chunks
thing
of,
that happens with crack cocaine. Was it you or somebody else? If alkaline
smoke
bacon,
crack.
I'm like,
What's
really?
bacon,
I don't
bacon.
smoke crack. No, I don't smoke crack.
Neither
Never
do
tried
I,
it.
or neither does anybody that I know. But I've read that baking soda is an
One way
alkaline.
this way.
Bacon.
Move your chin to that. There you go.
Baking soda is an alkaline, so when they use it, it cleanses their body so quickly, and then flushes it with a quick drug. So it's you get
Super high.
and then that quickly, the drug, the cocaine enters the system just after it was cleansed. So it's like a shock, a punch to the heart.
Oh, wow.
So it hurts the brain and every other system and function in your body that quickly. That's why it's so deadly. And then those bodies and minds that can take it over time, they just start becoming deformed and weird.
Oh, wow.
scary.
That is so crazy.
You're talking about people start looking crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
Every
Start losing their teeth and stuff like that. You can tell when
it's
somebody's
ridiculous.
smoking crack.
After a while, you gotta stop. Start drinking water or something.
Yeah. Start drinking some water.
Well, it's like with
Honey, water sounds too healthy for them. Give them something tastier.
you know what's one of the
Hot
funniest things you
orange
said about
juice.
tasting good? People that are highly addicted to meth, their teeth are messed up,
What?
like real messed up. Why? Because what happens is you get real cotton mouth. Your mouth gets really, 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 really dry. So then, since you're really, really high, your body can feel it. So it becomes annoying, but water doesn't cut it because it's water. It's nasty. So then, majority of people that do meth, they drink a lot of sodas, a lot of high sugars, a lot of sweet stuff. So it starts decaying their teeth real fast. And then all the chemicals that they smoke, because you got to remember, in order to make this stuff, since most of it is pharmaceutical grade drug, it's illegal for people to possess it. So the only way you can find it is like in Drano, Mr. Rooter, everything you find under your sink, you pretty much have to mix it together to make meth.
Oh my God.
It's disgusting. So imagine you're smoking that, goes on your mouth, it just deteriorates your body. It may
That
give
is
you a
so
nice high
sad.
for 2-3 days, 4 or 5 days, but after that, was it worth?
Hey, you see
Yeah.
what's around when my kids start being around kids that's doing drugs.
Yeah,
Like,
God knows what's
You're
going
not
to be
gonna have
around.
farmland for marijuana, so
That's different though. That's cannabis. That's a medicine.
in the future we're not gonna have any earth. What do you mean?
Well, let's do this. Let's take a quick little breather. Let's take a quick little break because it is hot up in this son of a gun. But you are tuned into Parallels with your host, Agente Chavez, my girl Lulu Valadez, Mallory Jackson, my boy Dane of Dane's World every Saturday at 7 o'clock. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Give us a call, 471-3100, right? Oh, 473. Damn, I don't even know the-
473-3100.
Don't look back there, Mallory. 473-3100. 323-473-3100. I saw some calls coming in earlier, but sorry we didn't get on it.
Okay.
Enjoy this tune, and we'll be back.
Confessions will be televised. Just
like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
The American Heart Association's Heart Walk is coming. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your coworkers. Help yourself and those around you to live longer, healthier lives. Form a team today and walk to help the American Heart Association defeat heart disease and stroke, two of the nation's leading killers. For more information, visit heartwalk.org.
Hi, this is Dr. Levi, your fitness doctor, making a personal house call, inviting you to join me Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific for my all-new show, The Dr. Levi Show. Join us as we discuss fitness, health, and well-being, including emotional and spiritual health. So don't forget to tune in to The Dr. Levi Show every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, exclusively on latalklive.com and the Talk Live Broadcast Network. You can also catch us on iTunes, Radio R&B, or watch us on Ustream.tv, or catch us on the Live 365 network, and now on Radio Flag and Stitcher Radio. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Elena, inviting you to join me every Wednesday at noon for Elena's Beauty Talk and more, exclusively on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream.tv. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Yo, I'm on board. Yeah. Son of Saturn. Double A. Y'all been waiting for it. Akashic ancestors. Yeah. Motherfuckers ain't ready. Yes. Yeah. These sentences split atoms, we're centered in sand. Fathom these rhythms of sin. Matter the wicked, we bend backwards. We make the armor crack on these makeshift autocrats. Akashic ancestors kick the ancient artifact. These sentences split atoms, we're centered in sand. Fathom these rhythms of sin. Matter the wicked, we bend backwards. We make the armor crack on these makeshift autocrats. Akashic ancestors kick the ancient artifact. Akashic ancestors, live from antiquity. Amphitheater is healthy, the rhymes defy mystery. Oracles at my disposal, provide my symphony. They strum hearts between their thighs, writing wine while they're licking it. With forked tongues, beat the drums, why aren't you listening? Oh yeah, cause I don't cater to your childishness. I'm on my more eye patch, cape draped in talismans from the unseen hand. Posters reflecting in front of the palace bent with Son of Saturn. I'm chugging blood from the chalice check. Wanna contest the gods, but can't recite the alphabet or even yet hold enough common sense to compile the text. Determine if your style is fresh, not us. See, we swam through miles of sweat, deep as of now respect. The trials and the time we spent formulating text for you little young vines to fret. Zip your lips and stay silent then, while in the presence of the wildest men allow me to design my gems. These sentences split atoms, we're centered in 10. Fathom these rhythms of sin. Matter the wicked, we bend backward. We make the armor crack on these makeshift autocrats. Akashic ancestors kick the ancient artifacts. These sentences split atoms, we're centered in 10. Fathom these rhythms of sin. Matter the wicked, we bend backward. We make the armor crack on these makeshift autocrats. Akashic ancestors kick the ancient artifacts. This is Beatos, limitless death with blessed genomes. Avatars of the Elohim, Enoch's key, speaking the credos of secret cathedrals. Like Rosalind Chapel, labyrinths, passages to the king's throne. Bring home a piece of the stone columns. From apprentice to master, pending disasters for whole providence. Like DC streets leading to known monuments of stone obelisks. Holding ominous powers of geometry, economy, giving soldiers as offerings. Bring out your dead for the burial in the global necropolis. Behold the architects, direct from the heavens, armed with devil text 777. Etched in the heads of department's best sergeants dead on the battlefield. The starving fed with rations peeled from the upperclassmen blasted, killed for the cause. They pillaged civilians and still without pause. Akashic ancestors monstrous, stomped them in unison. Like Abraham and Melchizedek wrestling over Jerusalem. These sentences split atoms, we're centered in sin. Fathom these rhythms of sin. Matter the wicked, we bend backward. We make the armor crack on these makeshift autocrats. Akashic ancestors kick the ancient artifacts. These sentences split atoms, we're centered in sin. Fathom these rhythms of sin. Matter the wicked, we bend backward. We make the armor crack on these makeshift autocrats. Akashic ancestors kick the ancient artifacts. My soul's ancient, on the block with known flagrants, devising poems with gemstones on gold platelets. calculus, I study the math right. Why you so basic? Ancestors enter the stage, we snatch the show, face it. Wing caduceus and fist, foot on the gator's neck. Emerald tablet in my palm, encrypted with the Vedic text. Nod your head, break your neck, to the sound of pain relayed through breath, generating vibrations as they evacuate my chest. You better make way, I'm vexed, before you get sprayed with stress. This is my relief money from all the chains of death. Dangling from my corpse, drag me to the ocean floor. Sacrifice to Leviathan, a smorgasbord. I'm not a Gemini, yeah, I whisper to snakes. Morphs MIA, getting frisked by the jakes. Endeavor City Jail, in prison for mistakes he made in his past. He created gifts on a waste.
These sentences split atoms, we centered in sin. Fathom these rhythms of sin matter. The wicked we bend backward.
We make the armor crack on these makeshift autocrats. Akashic ancestors keep the ancient artifacts.
These sentences split atoms, we centered in sin. Fathom these rhythms of sin matter. The wicked we bend backward.
We make the armor crack on these makeshift autocrats. Akashic ancestors keep the ancient artifacts.
Psychometric time progression through my lessons. I swipe the feather from Quetzalcoatl to sign the message. I divide my mind from the essence and find the records of caution. When I astral travel through the cosmic on a common raw consciousness, dropping in an impossible velocity through the false prophecies of an ideology, autonomy. Follow me through the halls of Amenti, onward to Solomon's hall for Yahweh in the city of scribes and priests. The ancestral lineage is alive in me, like Baba G and Cosmic Christ divine to lead. In this time of need, open your mind and heed.
We're still at war, right here at home. The states are more divided. They fortify the borders, place the lid atop the melting pot with cameras on the corner. We've got that Tower of Babylon disorder. These neocons continue pushing buttons, crush the public as they're keeping on. The cries for help are deep and strong in this age. Heard over pouring rainstorms that keep you caught in a haze. It's
Trickle down economics. A simple frown can hide so much behind it, cause we're trying not to stress upon it. It's hard to find the Malcolm X and Martins nowadays. They feed you bullshit with extra garnish on the way. To the average dick, the rush of war is better than sex. Fighting for reasons that they'll never confess. Whatever the president says, you'd better dissect it. The war machine is an evident threat that's got my mind restless. You've gotta ask the right questions. Research is quite precious. I write the message, next I grab the mic and bless it. Yes, it's the effervescent essence. I get it off my chest in less time than it took for the towers to get condensed to wreckage. Attention's getting misdirected. The narcissistic ethics, people's only interest is in their crisp reflection. Every 4 years, another villain gets selected. 5 children dead from starvation every 60 seconds. The fattest nation with a fascination for leaving the masses sedated. They still on that master and slave shit. Chains, whips, same shit. It's a different type of bondage. It might look hot, but still it's dangerous. Who wants to live their life working off stiff payments? The nigga went postal cause he lost his patience. Collateral damage for the corporation. The war remains a sad reminder. Checks and balances are fornicated. In layman's terms, the system is fucked. That's why niggas subconsciously on stage gripping their nuts. Prison is up there with the military-industrial complexity. And the presidency that's apparently on ecstasy. They bomb recklessly. Destiny is manifested upon crescents. Credentials are cross-reference and bomb threats. Elevate the terror alert. Lady Liberty wears no panties. With disaster, America flirts. Tearing the earth open like a cesarean birth. How many civilians are buried in dirt with no pallbearer to carry the hearse? Scary, it works off the fact that we're ignorant. Suckling the boob tube. Laugh track is kicking in. Got us running races while the fat cats are giggling. But fuck that crap. This tough rat pack is diligent. The government is full of inadmissible liars. Teamed up with the corporation, that's a vicious alliance. And it doesn't take a degree in political science to understand the mechanics behind lifting your eyelids. Lifting your eyelids. Lifting your eyelids.
Hip-hop is on something different right about now, you know what I mean? We need cats like the Filthy Immigrants, the following the traditions of the forefathers, Cold Crush, Furious 5, 4 plus 1, B, and cats like that, you know what I mean? To bring it back where it's supposed to be.
It's a shame how the game now, the change now. Older cats have to step down, times is harsh. Can't manipulate the chosen, mind is smart. On your marks, get ready. Start.
There ain't no I before E's or I before me's. This the F5, son. You fake like IDs. Spitting ghetto diaries, strictly to my peeps. Young C's coming through, quick to blast for green. I point like IVs, no point to call your army. Dead bodies get caught in war. This is real life journey, real street war. Rich with spirit, so we'll never go poor. Red carpet rolled out like Carnegie Hall. Like most deaths said, I know it's bothering y'all. Pull the cord out the wall before hitting the floor. Avoid the man that talk slick and walk with horns. You some war sons like prophets that's false. It's like a gangster more running without a boss. I know you trying to act hard, but you really soft. It's the law. That's why we taking the torch, pass the torch.
It's about to be war. Pass the torch. From the rich to the poor. Pass the torch. From the old to the young. Pass the torch. We already won. Pass the torch. It's about to be war. Pass the torch. From the rich to the
Yeah, buddy. Pass the torch, baby. Big shout out to my boy Filthy Immigrants, my boy Filthy, my boy Dutch, and my boy Riff holding it down. I wish they were still together, but Pass the Torch, what a hot track right here. Pass the torch from the young to the old, from the rich to the poor, from the
light to the dark.
Teacher, from the light to the dark. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Pass the torch. It's just so
From
symbolic.
the big to the small.
The big to the small and the small to the big. You know, we all have to, we're a cycle here. So welcome back, everybody, to Parallels with your host, Agente Chavez, my girl, Lulu Valadez, Mallory Jackson, and my boy, Dane Webb of Dane's World every Saturday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Some of the hottest hip-hop that you will ever hear. And I'm pretty sure you're going to have Rob Law in here pretty soon as well. So
Yeah. Let's get that content. Let's get it going, man.
There's some hot stuff there. But Welcome back, everybody. I know before we went on the break, we had a little bit of political science there by Double Swords, a little bit of Sugar Army by Parallels, a little bit of Marilyn Manson there. The drugs don't like me, but I love the drugs. Or no, I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me. Yes, thank you for the clarification.
I know my man, Marilyn Manson.
There you go. One of the most controversial people on this planet, but
most handsome.
Really?
I think he's the hottest guy in the world.
Really? I'm sorry, you guys. I think William Levy is so hot.
Really? Who's William Levy?
Ya ni sé quién chingados están diciendo.
You know who William Levy is? Okay, you guys.
She's in her own little fantasy right
I
now.
thought she was about to get deep. And she's like, nah.
She's gonna be like, hold on.
You don't deserve it.
Wait, I don't deserve it?
No. I'm saying from your perspective, we don't deserve it.
Yeah.
We're not worthy, man. We're not worthy.
We're not worthy. Dane's World. No, Dane's World. I was gonna say Wade's World. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. But yeah, everybody, welcome back once again to Parallels, because the truth isn't always as clear. And before we left, we were discussing a little bit about homeless and how some laws have changed and made it worse for people. And off the break, we went off a little bit and we were talking about the King Alfred plan, how it's it something that I guess at this point it can't really be proven right, proven wrong.
King Alfred's plan?
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, it's a fictional CIA-led infiltration that came out in 1967 in a novel or something like that. But the reason I bring that up is because, Dane, you were at a conference this past weekend, and when we were talking off the air, I like what you were talking about. I was like, you got to talk about this. I know Sabir Bey covered it a little bit on his show, so if you guys don't know about it, catch the Sabir Bey show every Tuesday at 3 p.m., 3 to 4:30. Get some straight edutainment. But cover a little bit about that, Dane, because that's a very interesting topic. So go ahead, man.
Taj Tariq Bey, very phenomenal edutainer, or teacher, as they would say. Man, he was dope. He said a lot of good stuff. I brought my little brother there on my birthday. He was telling actually a whole lot of people just about the basic things that people don't know, like the word minority. It doesn't necessarily mean of lesser class. It means basically of lesser mental. Like your knowledge or your capable capacity of holding anything does not exceed past 2 years old.
Interesting.
So, and what's
Repeat
crazy
that
is
again?
you're it came out so clean. I don't know. Basically, you being told you're a minority means that you're not capable of expanding your mentality past 2 years old. And just recently, it's actually crazy that he had said that, because just recently, it was kind of ironic too. But I don't know if it was out of spite or if it was out of a kickstart. The white middle class actually just been placed in the minority category around 2009, 2008, right after Obama was made president. And that's when it was publicized on the news. And, CNN and Fox, the most strict, enforcers of entertainment, they were the ones who put it out there.
So does that mean everybody's equal?
No, it just means that people are getting more minor, I guess, or the people that they don't want to be minor are beginning to get minor.
Because white people were the majority and we were the minority. Everybody was minority.
Right.
So now if they're a minority, that means we're all equal.
Something like I don't know if that's a good thing right now.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Well, because financially, if you pay attention to the way the economy is growing and going, they're still printing new bills and printing more money.
It's a fractional reserve system.
The gap between the rich and the middle class and the poor, that gap is going to be so far than what it was before, because even America, as far-fetched as it may seem, the poor can still somehow attain the American dream, which is going from nothing to something overnight. But at the same time, the more they become something, that gap is just going to keep jumping further and further and further away from them. And that's just growing just because of how much money is being printed over time. Well, that's not the topic we were based on. But
I know, but I mean, it makes sense because people have to become aware, about our banking system, and a lot of us don't really realize it because all we do is just go get the money and go spend it.
You heard about the pimps and the hoes?
All the time.
Yeah.
I see them all the time.
Do you have a pimp in your? You have a pimp?
There's many that I see all the time.
No. Do you have a pimp in your pocket?
I'm pretty sure I do. Everybody does.
Right.
Everybody
you have a pimp
does.
in your pocket?
Mm-hmm.
You have a pimp in your pocket?
Everybody does.
What do you mean?
You got greenbacks, baby. Greenbacks.
Oh, not in my pocket, but in my purse.
No. Actually, the pimp is a plastic.
No.
Oh, it's a
The
plastic?
pimp is a plastic, and if you have a job that allows you to have direct deposit, you know, if people don't realize or notice, you're not able to see your check stubs immediately. Those are posted in electronic form, so you would either have to go log in with your information to go and see that, or you would have to go to the company that presents them, and you would have to go and pull that. Otherwise, you know, it's pretty much in the cloud, in the internet cloud.
Oh, okay.
So it's able to be pulled at any time by anybody with access. That's the sad thing and the scary thing about it. That's why they call it the pimp and the hoe. You know, you get the card and they hoe you out. And they know what you're doing at all times and how much money you're doing. So if you owe anybody like the IRS or any other type of alphabet any money, they're gonna just pull it from you because we know what you're making.
And that's
It's
how it
crazy.
always is. That's the Matrix.
Yeah.
That, you know, it's everything being there since you were born, giving that social security number, everything.
Yes.
You know, now it's getting to the point where it's going to be your DNA. Oh, your stem cord for your child. Well, that's all it is, you know,
Yeah.
because they're storing it, they're getting your DNA, and then they're using it and selling it and telling you they're donating it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just like the Red Cross. As much as the Red Cross is cool, they do that at hospitals. Whoever has the most money gets that blood. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what the Red Cross does.
Do you like?
You
You guys remember that commercial with the guy? He has a fishing hook with the $1.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah,
you almost
yeah,
had
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you almost had it.
Yeah.
That commercial is so realistic and it's crazy because, you know, if you reach for a particular amount of money, you know, something's either gonna pull you, make it less, or, you know, circumstances gonna come up where you have to put the good majority into something else. So, you know, you never actually attain what you want in the proper fashion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. you know.
I seen something. I was at like the Dollar Tree the other day. I mean, maybe you guys have already seen this, and maybe I'm just barely noticing. But they were selling cans of soda, but it says on the cans of soda there was like a paper, and it says that they have to charge more, and they had to charge more because of the price of the can. In case like you recycle it and you're gonna make money off these cans, so they charge with interest, you know, because.
With interest?
Yeah, like
Is that something new?
What the?
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
so
I
mad.
don't know if it's something new. I was just at the dollar store and there was a sign that said that they're gonna have to charge you more for these cans of soda due to recycling and stuff like that. So you know how like usually people they recycle
Well,
their
that's a
cans.
CRV.
That's what?
That's CRV.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
CRV.
That's
There you go.
CRV. They
Is that
charge
what-
you for that, though.
Yeah.
They charge
But
you for
why-
that.
why
But
are-
with interest, that's a whole different
Okay.
story.
But yeah, so I was at the dollar store and there, I don't know, the sign was like everywhere. And then also they had, I mean, I'm kind of going off topic now, but they had a bunch of signs. Pretty much everything at the dollar store it says like causes cancer, you know. But I'm so glad that
That means that place is probably privately owned.
yeah.
That's
Well,
dope.
it was the Dollar Tree.
Probably privately
think?
owned branch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know
so-
what? Everything, like if you go to, for people out here in Los Angeles, California, there's a company called Fry's Electronics. They
Yeah.
offer discounted prices on electronics. And
$1,000 computers, man.
but you know, on certain things, you know, you get LCDs pretty cheap and computer, you know, a whole bunch of different stuff. But on their receipts, they switched out their receipts years ago. I'm pretty sure they might have had the same ones. And pretty much on there, it tells you this receipt has chemicals that cause cancer.
The receipt.
On the freaking receipt.
That's embarrassing.
Really?
Yep.
My-
In the back,
That
if
is
you read it.
embarrassing.
my friend and I were looking for an apartment for her grandmother, and on the apartment building wall, it said, these walls of the apartment building contain chemicals that may cause lung cancer and all these different like problems and stuff like that. And
That's
it's,
lead.
yeah, the lead. And it was just like, we felt so bad because like we're trying to find a place for her grandma, and we're like, oh my God.
But you know what? Most houses,
And they have that, yeah.
the houses that were built before I believe it's 1968, they all have lead.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
Now,
It's
don't
just
get me
sad.
wrong, though.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind living in a lead painted house. Don't get me wrong.
But can't see inside it. I'm on the same page as you. I'm on the same page. Can't see inside it.
You feel what I'm saying?
No satellite.
Yeah, but
no
if you
nothing.
have kids,
Doesn't matter.
they go scratch
I
it.
played with lead.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I'm here, right?
Oh God. I ate lead. No, I'm just kidding.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
I think we all
We're
ate
all-
lead as a kid.
We're different then.
I don't think I ate lead.
Yeah, me neither. I'm sorry,
Think
but
about
no.
it.
Young,
School-
I cannot join you on
Now-
that one.
Now, see, for women, it would be different. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Nail polish. How many times? Biting the nails. Biting the nails.
Back going on.
How do we know it didn't have lead in there? Until a few years ago, they might have removed it. How do we know?
And all the Mexican candies I ate.
Exactly.
For sure. I
All the
fried.
tamarindo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
the
God!
pulporino
sorry.
when you
The
push it
Mexican
up.
candies are the best.
Yeah, they are. They are.
A bag of lead. A bag of
Like-
lead. Okay? You
But
see what I'm saying?
Those Mexican candies mess you up, though. They do. Like I get.
What do
the-
you mean?
Because I get the really salty,
The
salt-
tamarindo
yeah, the
ones?
tamarindos, and then my tongue is just like cracked
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, it's
I look
true.
like a crackhead after. My mouth's all dry. I'm like,
But you enjoyed it.
yeah, but I look crazy after. You know, your lips are all dry and stuff.
It's true.
That sounds good right now. Saladito.
Yeah,
Some
saladitos.
pepino.
Yeah, and
Un
tamarindo.
pulparindo, un pulparindo. Mm.
See, that's how bad Mexican candy is. It's so delicious. But it's
Have you
full
ever
of lead.
tried it?
Nah, not
Never.
At all. Nah,
Not even one.
I had a chili sucker once.
No, those
I didn't like it.
the one with the
You
corn
didn't like it?
The watermelon or the can? Oh, the
or
corn.
the corn.
There's a different kind.
Oh,
Yes. Oh,
How
yes.
How
Well, I
cute.
don't know. I only had it once. I tasted it and I threw it out. I was
Why?
like,
Because was it too spicy for you?
Nah, like, I'm not really a candy eater. Like I
Oh,
never
okay.
been. I used to eat Starburst and Mike and Ice and stuff like that. But after that, it was either Poliseeds or ketchup. Like as far as like
It does have sugar. He is making
It
a
sure
good point.
That's as far as it went. That's as far as it goes with me.
That's
Man.
good. That's good.
But you know what? You know, going back to like all this lead and stuff like that in America. I know we got off topic there for a second, but way off topic because we're on an off topic from an off topic. But you know, having lead in our homes, it's bad for people that live in these homes because why? If they have a cellular device, it won't be able to communicate. You don't have reception. It's horrible.
That's my problem every time you call me.
But then at the same,
No, seriously.
I live in an
that's
old
why.
house.
Why? What do you mean?
Because I live in a condo and I think there's a lot of lead in the walls. And Ness is like, hey, you're breaking up. I'm like, okay, let me like move back over here. Yeah.
She's got to jump around, stretch a
It's
leg,
possible.
put her hand outside the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
But I mean, I guess it is good, like how you're saying, because it could interfere with us, you know,
sure
the
does.
frequencies and everything. So.
You know, and this is funny. Because I don't know if you might have, but you might have seen the Batman movie,
Yeah.
the one with the Joker.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Oh, I saw that movie.
Which one? Jack
Dark-
Nicholson or the
Dark
new
No,
Knight.
one?
no, the
Dark
second
Knight.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
All three of you have seen it, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know about how many of you in the audience have seen it, but they played a technology in there that was so far fetched, that was so mind bending, that was like, oh, that's impossible. That could never happen. When Batman's boy had a cell phone and he told him, oh, guess what? It sends out this little signal, and with this little screen or these little glasses, you could see
Everybody.
via sonar.
Wow.
Right? Now, it's a movie. Ha, Hollywood. But in reality,
They
that
use
is
it
so
on
real.
boats. They use it on boats.
That is so real. And one of the funniest things about this, the other day I was reading my audiobook and
He was reading his audiobook.
I was reading my audiobook on Nikola Tesla. And it was funny because when Tesla was developing wireless electricity and wireless transmission and all this other stuff before Sarkozy developed the television, he was talking about having a frequency where you could see on the other side of a wall. You know, and he was able to do it, you know, within 30, 40, 50 feet, where he was able to see on the other side of the wall. And this is back like in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
So that technology has been around for a while. It's now finally refined. It's perfected. It's great. I mean, I saw a docu-movie on Nikola Tesla's life, one of the greatest inventors of our time, greatest brains. And they showed how J.P. Morgan, which is one of the biggest thieves to this date, funded him You know why? Because when he heard about his ideas of wireless electricity and all this other stuff, he said, "Oh wow, we can make so much money. Oh, millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, not billions of dollars." You know, that's all he ever saw. So he funded his projects. Here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. Until one day Nikola Tesla said, "Yeah, imagine the ionic sphere where the clouds are. There's unlimited amount of electricity every day, every moment, every second, because it's conducted in the center of the earth and then it stays on top. If we could just tap into it, we have unlimited electricity forever and ever and ever for everybody, from cars, homes, anything you ever need. It's free."
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean free? Yeah, everybody. It's for everybody. It's from the world for the world.
Yeah.
That's what J.P. Morgan said. That's it. I'm not backing this anymore. I don't want to continue this. It's both in the book and it's both in the movie, and it's what happened in real life.
I believe it.
You know, and because of profiteering, of not being able to exploit people, wireless electricity and whatever might have led to the future of us not suffering now, not having to deal with all these cables and all this other stuff, would have been a whole different world. But you know, we had J.P. Morgan. He had a lot of stock in wells, and not in wells, in mines, in copper mines. So for him, it was better to have copper wires and copper this, copper that, because he was going to make money off the mines and then selling the cables. If he had it free, where's the money? Where's the revenue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's greed.
J.P. Morgan, original loan shark.
Horrible, horrible. But
these people cannot be from Mother Earth. They can't be. They can't be, because they go so against nature. It seems as if they just came here on a quest to destroy Earth.
Their mom didn't give them any nipple. That's what it was.
They want chi-chi.
They're mad.
Yeah. Something.
They give them dickly.
Something
no chi-chi.
happened there.
Something happened. Something weird happened to these people.
Whatever it may be, they will be judged at one time or another. So it's up to them. We just got to live our life as righteously as we can. But as we get heading close to a break in about 10 minutes, Dane, let's recap a little bit about Mr. Tosh Bey and what the seminar was talking about and how he was defining
the
black and white. And go ahead.
Okay, my bad. The seminar was about the Moor society. For those of you who don't know, Moors, the Black Spaniards, the original conquerors of Europea, not Europe, Europea, original name
Europe
of
and
Europea.
Asia.
Egypt's first name was called Kurupta. They originally ran that entire area. Large people that rode. We were actually like the large Africans that rode through the plains of the Appalachians and just, came through, conquered everything. Eventually, over a couple hundreds of thousands of years, the false proclaimers of being Jews were, moved the Moors out of Europea and renamed it Europe. That's taking over what was already built, claiming it as their own. He spoke about the difference between black and white, how black people that's not necessarily a color, but a title. Black being dark, evil,
negative,
and bad, and negative, just so mucky, White being so pure, so good at heart, so untainted. Yeah, just solely pure.
Yeah.
And he said when those definitions were reversed back then. Originally, the definitions were opposite because of what was going on at that time period. Black was seen as white and white was seen as black. It was like a trick of the mind. He also wrote on a board the power of, manipulating letters because certain people do not read. He's like, there's no such thing as the devil, as he said. It's all a frame of mind, a state of mind, and puts fear in your heart. And it's like a shackle to your mind and soul. It limits you. Because if you're if you're not afraid of anything, then you can challenge stuff. You know what I mean?
That's
so
true.
he wrote lived on the board, backwards, that spells devil. He wrote dogma on the board, backwards, that spells godma. If you replace the A and M, Godam, that's in the Bible as well. I know it is. I've seen it.
Godam?
Godam, Godam, I believe. Now, if I'm wrong, I know I've seen it in the Holy Book.
Yeah.
But at all times, he was actually just going over more and more. I didn't stay for the full ceremony. It was my birthday, so
Yeah.
I had to go. But
Understandable.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so, you know, I had to go. But I asked him actually a question because what he was talking about pertains to something I'm actually studying on now. It's called Ifa. For those of you who are not familiar with Ifa is a spirituality, like a guidance from Earth to, you know, those who inhabit Earth, whether it be dogs, cats, humans, or birds, whatever can read, can practice this. And it's not a religion or anything. They refer to God as Oludumare. And it's not even supposed to be God. It's just what Christians and Catholics would consider God. Ifa is the practice. So, you know, something I first learned was Tifase. This is what made me ask Taj Tariq Bey, you know, does this fall in the same lines as Ifa? He was like, because the Moorish practice is supposed to be the roots of people, and not just black people, all people of that time and that period on the Eastern Hemisphere, you know, on that side. I asked him about Ifa. He was like, yeah, that was about the same thing, but he never heard anything about it. He was like, yeah, I was like, I know about the Babalawo and the Ifa, Odu, Ome, and Ewa. And if you know about Ewa was mentioned in Avatar.
Interesting.
Same concept as in the spiritual reading. The spirit of that plane, the spirit of that section of earth, the spirit of that guys, you know, people, the spirits, you know. It's dope. But what? Go.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious because this is kind of like a spiritual thing you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So do they talk about how all animals and everything, you know, kind of inhabits a spirit or energy? Do they talk about that? And how can you, I don't know, just that. Do they inhabit spirits in that?
Well, I'm not, like I said, I'm
not deep into it.
I'm studying it.
Yeah.
So as much as I know is either what's been told to me by elders or what I've read.
Yeah.
But as far as spirits and stuff, yeah, they don't eat certain meats. They have to fast for 2 weeks at a time.
That's good.
2 weeks at a time.
Fasting is
Literally
beautiful.
only drinking stuff. No,
Good.
not consuming.
Coronas.
No. No.
Not consuming anything.
Just plain water. I've done it for
only liquids.
5 days.
You have? That's great.
And it really gives you
That's painful.
No, it's not. Actually, no, it can be painful in the beginning, but once you train your mind, you're there, and it's beautiful. Remember, Jesus used to do it for 40 days. Why? Because that gives you a lot of clarity in your mind, in your thoughts.
Detox.
And he would meditate as well, because meditating, I think the world is so afraid of even the word. Just to hear the word meditation, they're like, no, that sounds like the devil. No. It's meditation, I think, needs to be applied in our society, because there's so much disconnection between our minds and our hearts.
That's sad,
and it's sad because our hearts are wanting something, and then our mind, which was trained by humanity, is wanting something else.
Yeah.
And so meditation is for you to harmonize the two of them and become one with it, so that you can fulfill that desire in a healthy way.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful. That's exactly what Ifa is the practice of. Once you get to a certain level, you gain a name with Ifa in it. There's other pieces like LA, and there's other pieces in a whole lot of stuff. Like Uche is the name of a character of deep thought. It's a name given to those at birth, you know, depending on your demeanor. Like everything is given to you based off who you are, not what you'll become. So you know, you always know who you are. But in the sense, back to Taj Tariq Bey, the Moorish society, the one thing I asked him, I was like, well, because what you were pertaining to me to and what I got out of it was your practices are more of a physical sense, a more aggressive sense, rather than a kind of a self-reflection type of sense. Ifa is not a physical presence, but the Moorish society is. They don't believe in the brutality, not necessary, you know, but they believe in not being pushed around mentally.
Mhm.
So it's more aggressive in that sense.
Mhm.
He also talked about the law dictionary, how when people go to court, compelling people, asking people to define, asking the lawyers or the judges to define the terms that they're using after they've been spoke. Because he picked up a dictionary. He said you should always have at least 13 dictionaries in your home at all times.
Yeah.
At all times.
It's funny because I do have a whole bunch
I
of
do
books.
too. I do too.
You gotta have 13 dictionaries in your home.
I
at
don't
all
think I
times.
have that many, but I do have a lot.
Yeah.
He said reason being because at any day and time, somebody who can walk into your house can use terms that you don't understand, and you'll lose your house, or you'll lose your belongings, or you may lose your freedom. So in that essence, some things are actually meant different in certain dictionaries because they're all written by different people. They're not all written by the same people and reprinted. If that was the case, there'd be one type of dictionary, which a lot of people don't seem to recognize. They think everything means the same exact thing.
Well, that what you're talking about right now is the same with God.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different perception of who God is. God is only one,
Yeah.
regardless of the name you give it.
Yeah.
Regardless if you think it's Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, whoever it's only one God, and it's the presence.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the name you give it. As long as you connect to that essence, that beauty that's within you,
Yeah.
I don't think it's affected by whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's funny because
No.
when I meditate and when I speak to God, I mean, I don't call it God, but I say I say good energy, all light, all loving one. I say that. I don't really call it God or anything like that.
You can call it whatever you want.
And my friend thinks I'm like so weird. I'm like, no. I was like, I could just feel it. It doesn't need a name. I
No,
can
it
feel it.
doesn't.
It's there.
Yeah.
So that's all I can do.
That's where humanity is losing its connection.
Yeah.
Because they want to see God as someone human.
Yeah.
And God is not human
'Cause-
because you're not even human. We're not even human.
Why?
What am I?
You are a spiritual being having a human incarnation.
I believe it.
So true.
I believe
I'll
it.
put it to you like this before you continue, Lulu. There's something I told somebody the other day. I said everything we know is an illusion, and I can't remember where I picked this up from, but you see my hands?
Yeah.
Are they touching?
No.
Are they touching?
To me, they are.
Are they touching?
To me, they are.
Yes.
But I know they're not.
Exactly. They're not touching. We have the illusion. We have been led to believe that they're touching. But in actuality, there are forces opposing us in the subatomic level.
That's true.
There's a positive here and a negative here and a positive here and a negative here that
Keeps them separated.
they are never touching. We have the illusion, the understanding in this physical realm that this is a touch. But it's never, ever touching. Excuse
So
me.
my boyfriend's never really hugging me.
No.
No,
That's
he's not.
horrible. How dare you tell me such a thing? Now I'm like
It's just
depressed.
something that you created in your mind to believe.
That's cool.
And now you see it because in reality, we're not solid. I see you sitting down in a chair, but in reality, you're not.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not.
Yeah.
And that is the truth. I know it can sound like, no, yes, I am. I see myself. Yes, you see it because that's the way you were trained to believe. And since your mind will do and will act the way you train it to act and to believe
feel.
and to feel and to, but it's all an illusion of the mind.
Yeah.
Because
There's
you're
many-
not really sitting down. You're floating.
Yeah. Wow. It's amazing.
We're all floating. We're not sitting down, but I see you sitting down because someone told me as a little girl
that's sitting.
That's what it is.
Yep.
And they trained my
crazy.
mind to see it that way.
Yeah.
And since we're all human consciousness, we're all interconnected. Whatever you think, it's passed on to her, to me, to him, and it's all around. And
Yeah.
so whatever you see, I see it because you see it. It's not necessarily true, but you see it that way.
That's
And
cool.
since you were trained to believe that way, that's the way you see it.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's not.
It's an indoctrination, pretty much. That's eventually what it is.
Mhm.
It's like what did we just talk about off the air? Did I tell you? Oh wow, that's like 1984. Oh, at the meeting with Taj, how dictionaries are edited.
Yes.
And they have different definitions.
Yes.
And a great book that I recommend everybody to always pick up is called 1984. Just the numbers 1984. 1984, written by a guy that goes by the name of not Aldous Huxley, George Orwell. And pretty much that's what the character in the book, his job is he gets a word. Oh, okay, the definition for this means this. Well, maybe it should mean a little bit like this. Let me change it a little bit. Oh, let me do this. Oh, today we had 100 million stocks that traded. Well, that may sound too good. Well, let's say it was 110,000, maybe 120,000. There you go. Stimulate the economy. Oh, today there wasn't 1 million barrels of oil. There was 800 million barrels of oil. Oh, the price goes up.
Yep.
All manipulations, everything.
Yep.
And then, so there could be no evidence. You throw it in the fire, and there's never any evidence left. But so whatever is written is known as fact, as truth, because that's the only piece of existence that exists. But it's been manipulated so many times that you don't even know what the truth is. And like in our world, in this parallel that we're stuck in, we have the Central Intelligence Agency that is misinforming us right and left.
On purpose.
On purpose. Why? Because misinformation is their purpose. So the more misinformed we are, the better off they are, the worse off we are. Why?
Because they can control us.
Exactly. Exactly. The same way that people don't understand how segregation keeps us apart. And people are like, oh, segregation ended a long time ago. No, it did not. If you go to Men's Central Jail here in Los Angeles, it's still segregation going on. Blacks here, whites here, Asians here. Everybody's separated. Why? Why the segregation? Why? Because they want to make sure that all that falls back into the streets. If people got back together and got along with each other, we'll be off in a better place. That's one of the reasons why I personally say that cannabis was made illegal in 1937, because blacks and Mexicans were coming together. They were uniting over a weed that made them relax after a 16, 17, 18, 19-hour day. They smoked their little grass. They did whatever they did. Why? Because tobacco was the most exclusive, most expensive thing, and all they were able to afford were these cheap, inexpensive flowers. They gave them an intoxicating effect that took away their joint pain and their back pain and their arthritis and their headaches and gave them hunger after a long day and XYZ.
It's a little bit of mota.
But it brought people together. And that was the problem. You cannot have blacks and browns together.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's why it's up to us. We manifest the reality that we want.
Yeah.
We manifest what we want to see. You know, it depends. Like people that say, oh, I don't believe in God, I don't do this. Well, then it depends on your actions, on what you do. You may not want to believe in anything, but if you treat a homeless man right and you treat kids and this, you'll be treated right.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But if you could be the biggest believer but don't treat anybody right, then what? You could
Defeats
give
the
the biggest checks to your church, but you don't help anybody. What are you really gaining?
Nothing.
The camel will walk right in, and you'll have a hard time.
Yeah, you cannot, you cannot lie. You cannot fake, especially when it comes to spirituality. You cannot fake it, because if you're faking something that you're not really vibrating, it's not doing what you're expecting.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Spirituality, metaphysics means going back to your essence, reuniting back to essence, because we are so far away from who we really are. And that's very painful. That is very painful. We're living a life that it doesn't really belong to us, because the way God created us to be, it's perfect. We are perfect, because I do believe, I know people say, no, we're not perfect. I disagree, because I think we are perfect. God would not make imperfections. Therefore, we are not imperfect. We are perfect human beings. If you're missing a leg, you are perfect that way, because that's the way it is. That's the way it's going on in this moment. And if you train your mind to see the perfection in everything, you will live a happier life, because you don't judge. You don't, and I think this is the way we were created to be, to see and not judge and not give it a title just because of our conditioning. Just see the person and feel who they really are. Beautiful human beings created by Creator.
Exactly.
And you know what? I want to throw in a little bit on that because, for people that do believe, like in the holy books and the holy scriptures, there's always people know about the God and the devil. Everybody knows the story of God and the devil. Doesn't matter what religion, what belief you believe in. There's God, a devil, good and evil.
Yes.
But in the majority of all the stories, especially like in Christianity, Judaism and Catholicism and all that other stuff, which is very interrelated, they all have the same belief that our Creator created us, and He told all His creations to bow down to man because, like you said, we are perfection. We are the perfect specimen as we know it. Told every creature to bow down except for one creature, the fire element, Shaitan, or the evilness, the one spirit entity that said, no, I'm more perfect than they are. I mean, like you said, even God said they are perfection. So, I mean, you are perfect.
We're all
You're perfect. So, I mean, don't let anybody tell you that you're not. Don't fall into that spiral, that downward spiral.
We're not missing anything. We are whole and complete. There is nothing wrong with us. No one is against us, and that is the truth. And they taught us to believe that there's a world out there trying to get us. Why? Who knows why? But this is what they told us. In reality, nobody is against us. If you come from a place of love, if you come from a place of connection, if you come from a place of knowing who you are, not allowing other people to dictate who you are to be or who you are, the president, the people who is in the authority place, we have a brain, we have a mind. They don't need to tell us. We have it. Whatever they have, we have.
Yeah.
They're just up there because somehow they became leaders. Who knows how? But we're all the same.
It wasn't democratic, I'll tell you that much.
We're all the same. And we're all here on a purpose.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with us. We're not broken. We're not in pieces. No, we're whole. We're complete. We are this beautiful emanation of God. There's nothing else to it. I see it so clearly. There's nothing else to it.
Yeah.
We're perfect. Remember, there's seven veils between you and God, but there's none between Him and you. He can see you clearly as you are, but we don't see Him because there's so many blockages blocking us to the view of the real divine, the real beauty of who God is and created us to be.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I see that as a prism.
Yeah.
We got to go through all the colors to see the white, but you see the white. You see what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I do. I get it.
I went in the whole loop right there. Man, it's so hot in here. You know what? We got to start wrapping up because I'm just boiling up in here. I'm going to start having kidney shut down here in a minute because I'm so hot. But you know what? Let's wrap ourselves out from the left to the right. So starting with my boy Dane, any shout outs, any rap outs?
Shout out to LA Talk Live. Check out Dane's World, 7 p.m., 9 p.m. if it's 8 or late. Have a nice day.
Excellent.
Shout out to my grandma again. I don't really have many shout outs nowadays. Yeah, and shout out to LA Talk Live.
Excellent. And to my immediate right.
Enjoy life. Do not let anyone else tell you or dictate how you feel, how you are supposed to act. You are who you are, and you were given a gift. It's in you. Use it. Don't let anyone else tell you it's in you. Use it. Because if you do, you're setting yourself free. And by you doing that, you are setting the people around you free. Because when you give yourself permission to be, you automatically give the people around you permission to be free as well. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Christmas. Enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy their presence. Enjoy being there because that is a blessing. And we are so full of them. See them around. You're whole and complete. Enjoy it.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Best shout out here.
Best shout out. Best shout out. Damn, what can I say now? Damn.
God does make perfect beings.
Yes, He does. And we are all
perfect.
I'm trying to pull up my calendar here.
Of that.
Wow, Christmas is next.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh my God. Time just flies unbelievably fast. You know what? But on that note, everybody, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our rants, listening to our ideas, to our everything. Why? Because this is Parallels. The truth isn't always as clear, you know, and anything we said on here, if you don't believe us, go Google it yourself, wiki it yourself, go get a couple encyclopedias, a couple of dictionaries, a couple of anything that you may need to be able to find the truth and be able to make your own decision, because you shouldn't let anybody dictate your life, you know. So on that note, shutting out here with my boy, Brother Ali here. Are you here to confuse me? Hot ass track, and that's true. Always ask yourself when you meet somebody all the information they give you. Either here to confuse you or they're here to help you. So let your second mind, your stomach, let you choose what's right for you. So on that note, thank you, peace, and thank you for all the support. Follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and thank you everybody for joining us here.
Thank you.
Thank
Peace.
you.
Bye.
I promise when the sun rays are honest, I chip away at the tin on the windows, stain in the glass, it's a pain in the ass. I scrape and I scratch till my arms grow weary. Meanwhile, I warn you not to stand near me. I think I built the fence a little late. The demons were already in, now they can't escape. I've been toe to toe with most of them, though. As a whole, they must perish in order for me to grow. Huddled in the gloomy little cracks that they inhabit. They pass away the day I deactivate my habits. Each one gets buried in the backyard in tiny little graves marked only by a black scar. Kindly watch your step. The silence isn't finished being awkward yet. Trophies lay in the basement to stay safe. Today's mistakes are in a lighted trophy case, though. And I want you to know, only invited you cause I ain't thought you would show. But I'd be damned if you ain't grabbed my hand and presented yourself on the threshold of the heartland. Antique swords adorn the walls. They really not here for decoration at all. I save them from old relationships and I swing them at you later if you stay in the mix. Don't you realize nobody's really been inside here since it was last drenched in dry tears? Decorating was a senseless idea, cause only the blind lonely prince resides here. We dine here on a balanced diet. Ego when it's loud, self-hatred when it's quiet. Inside the castle, this is what the life is. Sign here after you read the fine print. It's not much, but all of it's yours. Take great caution if you wanna explore. Watch your head when you opening the doors, and always remember that the choice was yours. And I want you to know, only invited you cause I ain't thought you would show. But I'd be damned if you ain't grabbed my hand and presented yourself on the threshold of the heartland.